So once you've selected the package, you're on here, you know what you're doing. Do you actually need to use this home screen? The answer is no. It provides a snapshot. It gives you ideas, etc., which are great, but they're just ideas. For example, who in this editor's pick, who is picking for trade ideas, Tradiest Trades, or Free Guy by WMC? They're putting up trade ideas. Fantastic. You can have a look at these and get ideas for yourself, but remember, they are only ideas. Are they actually back tested? Are they actually part of a strategy? Do you know that they work, or are you just relying on someone that's put up something and it might be right? Doesn't make sense, right? If you just scroll down here really slowly, all you're going to have is news, trade ideas for stocks, community trends, volume of stocks, that sort of deal. And if you just go down, it will do it for ETFs and do the same thing. Trade ideas, community trends, most traded ETFs. And you go down a little bit further. Crypto, trade ideas, community trends, crypto market cap ranking, etc. You go to Forex and futures. Don't worry about it. Honestly, you want to go onto supercharts. Don't look at screeners. Don't look at heat maps. Don't really look at the calendar. Forexfactory.com is the place to go for your calendar. It's far, far, far better. And they've got the energy variant of that, which also has oil. It's got gold on it, etc. So that's better to use. We're not going into community. We're not going onto markets. We're not going to news or brokers or anything, right? We are just going to be focusing on the charts itself. That's what you need to know. Everything else, don't worry about it. I've been a trader for 8 years. I've never really used anything else. I'm going to click on it and we're going to go over there and I'm going to show you the basics, what you need to know. So whilst this loads, you're going to see a chart appear. Now yours is going to look different to mine because this is how my chart layout starts, right? But yours is going to look something a little bit like this. You might be on Apple. You'll probably start on, it'll say Apple up here. You'll be on the 1 hour. The background might be white. And we're going to change that. I'm going to show you how to change all of that later. But for now, let's just go what we can actually see on the screen. So in this top left-hand corner, it says CAD JPY. That is the pair that I'm on. We will go over how to find different pairs, how to create watch lists. That is all going to make sense later, right? But this just shows you what you're on. If it says APPL, it's probably Apple. If it says Euro USD, you're on there. If it says oil, you're on oil, right? This is just to compare or add the symbol. So if I press plus and I just pick this one here, you can see that I am comparing what Great British Pound JPY is doing in comparison to the Canadian dollar. That's all it does. Not super important. So I've just taken that off the screen there and I'm going to go down. Rezoom in again. Over here, you've got your candles. You can go to hollow candles. You can go to area. You can even choose something random like high-low. Don't do it. Just leave it on candles. That's going to be the best thing for you. Everything else, even volume candles, it's just a little bit different. You only need candles here. Of course, we've got indicators over here, which is something that we are going to go over in its own video, but it's where, for example, you can access my indicator. You can access a ton of different indicators, whether it's volume oscillators, EMAs, who knows? Whatever you can think of, it's probably an indicator. If you go over here, you've got indicator templates, right? This is something, again, we are going to go over here, but it's just in case you have your own strategy. You know you're going to be using 4 indicators. You can save them, and whenever you want to use that strategy, you can quickly go over here, and if I click this one, it's just a pre-saved one. Yours is probably going to look the same. I click on it. Oh, look, Bill Williams is on here. All of my ones have disappeared. I obviously don't want that. So I'm just going to press Control-Z and revert to it. Awesome. Alerts, really good. I can create an alert on CAD JPY. I can do it for price. I can say crossing. I'm going to do values. This again is something that you only really need to do later on, and we will talk about it there. But for now, you don't need it. You can also do it over here by pressing this plus button. If I press add alert here, just simply means that now when it comes up on the screen, if price comes up here, I can even drag it down and move it to right there, it's going to alert me. Oh, look at that. If I move this up, alert on CAD/JPY. It crossed over there and gave me a nice little beep at the same time. Say, hey Alex, pay attention. Replay mode is for back testing. If I click this, a blue bar comes up and I can literally go back over here, click it, and now I have gone back in time, which is awesome. From here, I can just select bar again and I have that blue bar back and I can do whatever I want. This is to press play. If I press play, it's going to move me into the future. Awesome. I can even change my replay speed to make it faster, or I can make it even slower. For example, I can press play here. I'm at 0.1 candle per 10 seconds. So it barely is going to move whatsoever. There you go, you can see it move. And that's how you can use it there. This one is literally to just shift it forward. If I click it, it does one candle at a time. Here is a tip that no one teaches you. If you hold the shift button down on your laptop keyboard and you go to your up, down, left, right arrow keys, and I just press the right arrow key, I can control it, and you can literally hear me tapping it, hopefully on the microphone, to whatever speed I want. Or I can just hold it down, and I can go faster than any settings on here, and you can just see it move. If you press this, you jump to real time. Or I can just simply click up here, and it does the exact same thing. Confirmation. Do you want to exit bar replay mode? Yes. And now I'm back. Super easy, super handy. This is a favorites bar. I'll talk about that later. You can even see there's undo. If I click that or this, I can just undo and redo things. These are chart layouts, which I will go over later. And from our first video, you already know what this is. This is where I can put up multiple other charts at the exact same time. I can have two looking like this. I can have this one, for example, and have a whole bunch that I never use, or even multiple ones apparently. It's always a little bit of a guessing game about what's going to appear. But again, you don't need to use that. This here, quick search, useless. Chart settings, yeah, really good, and we will be going over it. That's how you make your charts look like mine. We will be going over that later. Full screen, I'm already in it. Taking snapshots, we are going to go over that later, but it's really just copying what's on your screen. That's it. It's basically the print screen function. And then we go down to here, which is watch list. These are where I can make a watch list, so all the pairs that I want to watch, and if I click on them here, I can keep on skipping to them. NZD USD, there you go. Chef JPY, there you go, and so on and so forth. I can even have multiple of them. Go over here, and now I've got even different pairs. I can go here to alerts. This is a log showing me all my alerts. Recently, we had the CAD/JPY one go off. Guess what? It's right here. If I go over to USD Chef on 30 minutes, this is where my indicator last gave me an alert. Of course, I can go over here to alerts and see all the indicators that I have that are active. Pretty good. Don't worry about object tree and data window. It's useless. Don't worry about my ideas. Useless. Don't worry about chats. Useless. Don't worry about ideas for stream. Useless. Again, they're just ideas. Don't bother. Don't bother looking at this stuff. It's only going to lead you astray. You can see the people that you're following. I'm on Luxalgo. That's because I use their indicators, but I never use them. And I can just click this again, and it disappears. Of course, we've got stuff down the bottom as well. So let's have a look at this. Stock screener. This is where I can look at all the stocks that I have. Luckily, I'm not into stocks, so I don't care about it. Pine editor. This is if you are creating indicators. We're not doing that, so it's fine. Strategy tester. Hey, you can test a strategy through here. Easy. Replay trading. You can literally go and launch the bar replay. It's the exact same thing. I can go over here. I can press buy. I can hop into trades. It now shows me that I've hopped into a trade over here. And we'll be going over this later, how you can actually use the bar replay button to show you if you're profitable or not. If I now go back over here, it shows me that I've got one trade, I'm not winning, etc. So you can go back in time and test your own strategy and actually see how much money you'd make. Awesome. And of course we come to trading panel. Let me just get rid of this. So if I go over here, I can actually go onto all brokers. And from here, I can connect to any broker on this list if I have an account with them and start trading through Tradingview directly. Pretty simple, right? And finally, on this really basics thing, there's a lot of stuff that you don't need to know. There's this, right? Remove 54 drawings or 6 indicators from my screen. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to remove drawings, so I am not going to be doing that at all. I can do this, which is what? New drawings tool will not be synced. You never need to use that. Hide all drawings, pretty self-explanatory. Lock drawings, pretty self-explanatory. It means you can't move them. For example, if I draw a trend line and I do this and I lock my drawings, I can't move them anymore. If I unlock it, guess what? I can move it. If I want to delete them, I can do this and I can remove all of them, or I could hide it. Pretty simple. I can even do this and put magnet mode on. Please, never do this. It's the worst. You can't actually put them in the right spaces that you want to. Trust me, it doesn't look like it now, but that is the truth. You can zoom in. You can use a measuring tool to measure how many pips you want. You've even got over here symbols. You can put text in over here. Really, you only need to look at text and anchor text. Text just means it's going to disappear. Anchored text means it's always going to be there. So if I write hello at this part of the screen, guess what? It stays with me. If I write in text hello and I do this, guess what? It's not staying with me. That's the difference between anchored text and normal text. Everything else, don't even worry about. Rarely ever have to use anything like that. Over here, we have brushes, highlighters, arrows, everything that you could possibly need. All of this crap, basing up to ellipsis, you don't need. Or ellipse, I should say, you don't need. You can actually see that I only use 1, 2, 3 of them. I don't use a brush. If I use it, it's just to do this with the market. Sure, cool. I can use a highlighter if I really want. I can come over here and I can use a rotated rectangle. And I can literally spin it around. Again, all of these things are not really handy. All you really need to use is an arrow to point to something, right? And say that's where something is. You can use a rectangle or a circle to actually draw out the area that you want, right? And again, you can draw an ellipsis for the exact same thing. Just different tools. You don't really need that many, right? So then we can go on to over here. Forecasting. You won't need to use any of this crap. Really, any of this crap apart from long and short position, and we'll be going over that later. It's really important that I show you all the stuff that you don't need so you don't get really freaked out by it. I'm not going to even go over any of this stuff. Date range is just pretty self-explanatory. Oh, from here to here, it's 1 day, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Super helpful, right? Same with this crap. Don't really need anything. Even if you do Elliott waves, even if you get on it, it's just pointless. I can just use this tool over here, which is a path tool. And guess what? Mine can just keep on going for as long as I want in whatever way I draw it. Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense to use these really crappy tools. And then over here, we do have a lot of different things. Some of this stuff is cool, but really the only thing you ever need is Fibonacci retracement tool, and we'll be going over that later. Last but not least, trend lines, horizontal lines, parallel channels. These are all things, again, just to mark up the charts. All of this you don't need. Really, most of this you don't need. I barely even use a parallel channel. In fact, I'm going to take it off there. I just use horizontal lines to remember where I am on a chart, and again, a trend line. so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. That's it. Lastly, before I do go, this chart has an X and a Y axis. What does that mean? The X is the date. You can see 29th, 30th, 31st, 3rd, 4th, so on. And this is price. This is price over here, 107,800. So if we go to something that's a little bit easier to understand, you can see that right now the price of the market is $1.10. So €1 can buy $1.10. If it comes up here, it could buy $1.11. If it goes down, it can buy $1.09 or 98 cents. Whatever it is, sorry, $1.09. Right? And then down here again, it's just this. So if you're like, why can't I zoom in? Why can't I zoom in? If you click and drag this up and then move it around to the screen, you can zoom in. I can literally click anywhere over here and you can see, as long as I click and drag, I'm fine. And I can do this. I can zoom in or I can zoom out. I can zoom in, zoom out. That's how you do it. If you want to zoom out, it's dragging it to the right on this side and dragging it down. If I want to zoom in, I'm dragging it up and I'm dragging it to the right. So zooming in is up and right. Zooming out is down and to the left. Simple, guys. This is all the basics that you need, the very basic rundown. In the upcoming episodes, we're going to be going over how to create a watch list. So I will be going over how to change pairs, how to create this watch list. We're also going to be going over this, which I just realized I missed, which is the time frames. What's important with time frames. We're also going to be going over how to use indicators, adding them to your screen, saving these templates. We're also going to be talking about saving chart templates over here, something else that I brushed over, because this is what's going to save all your details rather than you always having to set up your chart perfectly every time, taking 5 minutes each day. This will automatically save it. I'll show you how to set alerts, and I will be going through all of this stuff naturally anyway to make sure that you are on the right path. That is it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.